Welcome to another episode of the Married Game Podcast, where the voice you trust when it comes to lust and we are who you hire when she lacks desire. If you're a believer and they had a membership, would that be called a believership? Well, what we're going to talk about today is men and logistical leadership.
What's a believer?
You don't know what a believer is?
You said believer.
A believer. Isn't a believer somebody who likes
A believer.
Justin? Oh, it's a beaver. It's a believer. It's a believer. Is that right? It sounds wrong now that I've said it 3 times. It's right?
It is right.
Are you just saying that so I keep saying the wrong word?
No, it is right.
Believer. Welcome to the show. I'm a believer.
Are you?
I think Justin Bieber. Is it really believer? It's not believer. It all sounds wrong.
I can't now.
How are you going to rhyme logistical leadership? To me, I had to go into a believership. So that's the only way I was able to get it out. But here we are. What are we talking about, you might be asking?
Yeah,
you
now I'm really confused.
Yeah. So what is this whole thing about?
What whole thing?
Man being self-led, yet finding himself in positions where, for lack of a better word, he's actually not the leader in the scenario or the situation, and he knows it. And men find themselves in that situation a lot for a various and variety of reasons.
Well, you help them find it.
Excuse you?
Well, when you do your one-on-ones or when you're coaching someone, you see the holes of their leadership.
For sure, yeah.
And there's a lot of holes that they're like, oh my God, duh.
Yeah. To quote somebody great in the MMA world, whoever said this is like, what's the most dangerous punch? And it's the one that you don't see coming.
Yeah.
And it's the blind spot. It's all of our blind spots. We all know 9th grade math. We're just tripping up on 2nd grade math problems.
Well, that's why it's hard for women to explain.
Because we're not seeing all the numbers. That's why. It's not that we don't know it. It's just we can't see all of it.
Well, that's why it's so hard for women to explain, is because it's like they don't even know until they feel it or see their man do it, and they're like, oh my God, now I feel like free, feminine, I can let go.
Well, let's paint the picture of how horrible I was at this, so that way
I love doing that.
Yeah, nobody thinks, wow, this guy's been great his whole life, and so, because that's not true. The truth of all of it is I used to be horrible at this, and what really truly understanding what actual being self-led, and then others. Let me give you a crazy example that a lot of guys will go, motherfucker, I don't do that, or I used to do that, or shit, I do that. It's going to be one of 3 camps. And it's, you jump out of valet, and the lady walks up and checks them into the restaurant while the guy's getting everything figured out. You don't do that. Now you get out of valet and you just wait. I'm going with my dude because my dude's going to handle everything from here on out. So that is a small, minor logistical leadership that a lot of guys don't know. And it happens. Sometimes I'll valet up to a spot with a guy and his wife, and then they jump out. He's being courteous and whatever. And she's up there checking in for everybody. And it's like,
she made the reservation as well, probably picked the place.
But even if it's not that, let's say he does pick the place and he does make the reservation.
So he thinks he's doing it.
And even he gets the babysitter lined up. He's bam, bam, bam. He's
There's
on
still
it.
holes.
But this very thing now, situationally, she's like, oh, party of 3. She's now the leader of the pack. She's the spokesperson for the pack. And he's sitting back going, well, wait a second. I don't like. Now he's having to make decisions that he didn't want to have to make, but he's going to have to make them now with her as the leader.
Well, you said paint the picture of what you used to do.
Well,
you wouldn't even make the reservation.
Okay.
You wouldn't even pick a place. Or maybe I'd be like, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
I'd make a reservation.
Yeah.
We would go. I'd say,
oh, you want to
Jessie,
go back.
Well, you said.
Okay, I like this attitude. Back. Yeah, dodo bird asleep.
Yeah.
Doesn't even take you on dates. Doesn't even understand. If you want a vibrant love life, you're going to have to actually have a vibrant love life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my necklace off. I'm getting my necklace out now for this next one.
Okay.
This next point is real shiny. Now check it out. I didn't understand that when we go out to party, it doesn't mean I'm going to party and have my mom with me to babysit me so that way my drunk ass or high ass gets himself home.
Literally. I was telling you when we were talking about what we're going to talk about on podcasts, and I was like, oh, I can't wait. Like, because I don't remember exactly where we were, but I remember like saying to you, how come you always get all fucked up or just do whatever you want and I got to take you home? And we never even talked about it. You just assume I'm going to take care of you and like you're in good hands because I'm with you. Like, I remember saying, like, when is my time? Like, I want to go out and have fun. I want you to take care of me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how
far we've come.
Yeah. So which made me realize these were skills. This was a competency. This was a thing that once somebody pointed out, you go, oh, I don't need to worry about that. And really the crux of it is horrible planning.
Yeah.
The person who's more aware of what's happening presently and more aware of what's going on before it happens is the leader. They're the one making the plan. So, we come together, okay, who's got a plan? Here's the plan. Okay, that's the plan.
Yeah.
So the person who's planning is the one that's actually lead. Most men have no idea what it even means to plan their own life, let alone a week in advance, let alone anything, and go, hey, you know what? I got a goal this year. I want to become a blue belt, which means I'm going to have to go to jiu-jitsu 2 to 3 times a week. That means that's going to have me okay, stick to the plan. But I don't want to go to jiu-jitsu today. Fucking Ronnie's too good and he's beating the shit out of me and I don't want to go. You know what I mean? I've thought only 700 times.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck it. You got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. So it's this energy where they forget the whole investment piece of it. Don't you think? What do you say? What do you think?
So I do come up with plans still because I like to do something with Jovi or like come up with something that like taking you on a date. I did recently. I took you out to the concert and you loved it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
But on the weekly, if I had to keep doing that, then I would feel like I'm dragging you along with me. Of course,
yeah.
Like, I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like you're invested too.
Yeah.
So then you make plans too.
Yeah.
But I like to surprise you too. That's just who I am.
Yeah. But for the most part.
No, and that's what our old relationship is you not doing a single thing.
How does that guy even get there? How is he that blind? That was me. So blind Bartimaeus. Yeah. I'm blind Bartimaeus when it comes to this situation, for sure. But here's the interesting thing that really, really made me become more aware of actually how to do this. And that is, what's the plan? I don't want to be the guy in the street corner looking at his phone trying to find a spot that might fit what we're looking for. That's you're too late. That's late in the game. And everybody feels it, lack of leadership, lack of direction, lack of vision, which makes them feel lack of safety. Lack of safety means clutch together. We keep our legs together tonight around this.
And they're probably like, let's just go home. Like, because it's just too much work in the moment. And
there's no momentum.
There's no
this.
And then it dies. The night dies.
We got to kick it back up again. No, you got to keep that thing pouring, baby. We're hitting here. And then from there, we're going to go here. And based on this or this, depending on, and we're going to get the intel. I told somebody, I go, yeah, we always look up whatever bars or whatever nights the DJs or which playing who, where. And he goes, oh, I never thought about that. Which means they're going and saying, what do you have for me tonight? Maybe I'll accept that. Yeah. No, dude, if you would have known, that place is going to have trash music tonight. The dancing is going to be totally lame. Your wife's not going to want to have any fun there. And it's going to be like, Or if you go over here, it's reps, but it's competence breeds competence. And that's what became so apparent to me. I'm doing so many one-on-ones and I love it. And these guys are brilliant motherfuckers and they have business acumen to boot.
Mm-hmm.
But then some of these logistical leaderships where they're finding themselves almost like, I don't know what to do. Mommy, tell me what to do.
Ew.
I know, man.
Well, like I want to dress up too as I'm getting ready and think about what we've planned. I'm like, I can't wait to go dancing. I'm going to do that. Like I go over it in my head. Then I dress accordingly. I wear shoes accordingly. I'm like, we're going to end up here. Like, I want to be out. I want this kind of music. Like, there's a lot of intention when we go out.
There's a lot of intention to everything that we do. But that's the point.
Yeah.
That's somebody planning, okay, well, what is this week going to look like?
Yeah.
The simple, I think one of the greatest foreplays for you and I is our Monday at meeting at dinner when we're sitting down in it and we have our calendars open going, okay.
It's my favorite thing.
What does all this thing look like?
That intention that we put into that meeting, because it sets the intention for the week. Even we go over like a couple of weeks in advance just to like go over. But I love to plan the week because, like I said, I'm a planner. I think about it. I put a lot of intention in what I do, and then shit gets done. Then we can have fun when we go out.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Okay, so we're talking about pre-planning, intention. I've got a video, we'll link it somewhere here, about the perfect date. Like, how do you have the perfect date? And I go through the 4 phases of everything, right? One of those phases is preparation. The other one is anticipation. The other one is execution. And then you have the final phase, which would be culmination, right? So if you have no preparation, you have no anticipation.
Right.
And if you have no anticipation, real hard to nail the execution. Now you're just fucking rolling dice at that point. And then the culmination usually ends up with fucking not the fun thing that you wanted.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the culmination of all 4 steps is not even sex. The culmination is laying your head on the pillow going, I'm the motherfucking standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you how much that really gets me off. Like going, hey, I've created all this. I love this. And this is the result. It's the natural byproduct. So what happens if you start fucking up the logistical leadership in like a regular role?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a lot like how we talked even last week. I think we're really cracking codes around here, dude, because last week, the verbal banter between people gives away who the leader is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this other logistical leadership, her going in and checking in at the restaurant, her trying to, get something because she's a girl, whereas a guy would feel embarrassed to ask for that, and her understanding that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to contrast a couple of things here. All right. Kind of like your dark ass hair on your white ass shirt.
You're so
You ready?
dumb.
You're so dumb. Okay, here we go. You, as a pretty woman, by yourself or with one of your friends, don't wait in line.
No.
Correct?
Right.
For the most part.
For the most part.
And if you don't want to pay for any drinks at a bar, how to not have. So
if I wanted to.
So paying to get in and waiting to get in is actually not really a part of your world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are with a guy who now waits in line and doesn't have money to pay or is real stingy or cheap about it, what happens is her world, she just goes, my world just imploded.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'd rather you not be here because I can go out and have fun.
Logistical leadership, he's no longer the leader.
Exactly.
For real. Now he's the tag along.
Mm-hmm.
The right man comes in and understands this, and he says,
has $100.
Understands he pays the guy $100.
Yeah,
it can be 20. It can be 20 at most spots.
Mm-hmm.
But do your level, be your guy, do your thing. Benjamin's.
I think it depends on where you're at too.
Benjamin has a deeper influence on people to move than a 20.
Mm-hmm.
So that handles that, and he is going to handle everything, so you're not going to pay anyway.
And says, right this way, ladies, come sit down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think that people understand logistically. You're asking somebody to literally change how they view life to be with you. There's a couple people that have done that. Jesus, Muhammad, maybe Moses,
so
like 3 of the big 3. They're like, guess what? I got some ideas. And everyone's like, good ideas. Write them down. We're all going to live by them and kill each other by them. But anybody else? Nobody's doing that.
Well, this is big for women because they want to feel taken care of.
Yeah.
This is like makes them feel like feminine and free and like, oh, I get to have fun and you're taking care of me. And then they like can let go even more.
Well, what they don't understand is that if you don't understand how to play the game, you get shoved onto a dance floor where everybody's hot and sweaty and around. But if you understand how the game is, like, well, but they also have tables that you can not have perfect strangers sweating all over you and spilling the drink, but you can just have a time where you're also enjoying the live music. But most people don't understand how to ask the questions or what's going on. Their logistical leadership in those arenas is just out the door.
Mm-hmm.
But you stick them in a boardroom and they're the man.
Yeah.
They're ready to rock and roll and everybody's listening to them. You stick them out socially, and I'm realizing this is the social engineering and the social DNA of most men is actually very nervous outside of their environment.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've never really done it, right? Get married young, just stay with their wife.
A lot of guys who look to me, and in a lot of ways you as well, they're actually looking for that because they've come from orthodoxy and almost like an innocence. I didn't have my first drink until I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's
a Flogging Molly concert.
I don't even know. Probably.
You said that.
Is that what I said? Yeah. Then that's what it was. And then I discovered there was a thing called a Long Island iced tea. You ever heard of that?
That'll fuck you up.
Oh, no shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, this is, what is all
at
this?
30,
you know
I learned
mean?
that at like 15.
Yeah. So I had to go through that. I mean, I hardly ever drink now espresso martinis, but it's more for the taste. And it makes my shoulders a little warm, but doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you don't know how to conduct yourself, your wife knows. Oh, he is uncomfortable, doesn't know what's going on. And then
now I have to take care of him. It's just natural.
Yeah, man. And the defenses are up. Whereas when you and I go out, it's just, and it's that fun girl energy.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. That is what she wants to be. That's what you want to be in. But most men don't even know just the logistical pieces of how it actually operates. Mm-hmm. And they've just never thought about it. They've never thought about planning like, hey, we're going to go to dinner here, then we're going to go here, and then we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And then I know what's happening all along the way. Come this way. Hey, we got this guy picking us up here.
Exactly.
Everybody's looking for that person to just, can you put me in the experience? And that is what I think the word that you said earlier made so much sense to me. It was like, everything's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
A provocateur creates an experience around everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they might be labeled a little extra dramatic.
Yep.
But guess what? Too fucking bad. Because it comes with all the other stuff.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Anything else you want to say to this logistical leadership stuff? It's bigger than I was realizing, don't you think?
When you have your one-on-ones and you see these, it's so eye-opening for these men. And it's so important for them to see because it really, really does open up women. It really does let them free flow.
Yeah.
And be and safe and feminine and how they want to feel. Like it kind of brings you back to like the beginning of your relationship. Like just like we're dating again. Like just excited to be with this person. Yeah. It's really important.
It's an energy. Mm-hmm. It's an energy.
And you don't want to feel like a mom or a wife all the time. You just want to feel like, what if, like, it's fun to feel like a girlfriend and we're like giggly and talking and it's nice.
And not only just a girlfriend, not only just a wife, but a buff, muscly, creatine-filled one.
Oh.
Where are you going to get that creatine? You go to gainsinbulk.com, baby. Put Yaki 15 in there. You go Yaki 15.
You got to be in shape to get out.
What's that?
You got to be in shape and go out and feel fun and free.
It's free yourself from the insecurities. How? Take creatine, Instatize creatine by Gains in Bulk. This is our stuff if you want to get buff. Gains in Bulk. Let's go. I'm going to come up with more one-liners for those guys. Gains in your veins. You know what I mean? Lean, clean, and full of creatine. Let's fucking go. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Leader or loser is where we break down real situations men face in marriage and call it what it is. No overthinking.
Okay.
No excuses. Every scenario comes down to one question. Did you lead or did you fold?
Dun, dun, dun.
Your favorite wrist flick.
Like, why?
Oh, was that one of the over-dramatic parts you guys would have said? There we were.
Oh, my God.
That's an ode to my old pastor, John Corson, who we talked about in the ex-pastor turned sex coach segments, which should be, it's going to be naughty. It's going to hurt some ears.
Naughty is just talking about your past.
Well, it's going to
ruffle some feathers.
No, it's going to enlighten some minds.
There you go.
Free some hearts and liberate some men. Thank you for reminding me. You're out with friends and your wife makes a subtle, disrespectful comment. Nothing crazy, but enough that you feel it. You don't say anything in the moment because you don't want to make it awkward later that night. When you're alone, you bring it up calmly and tell her you didn't like it. Leader, or did you miss the moment?
Leader. I like that.
Tell me more.
We didn't want to ruin her night or what they had going on. And is it that big of a deal? He said just a little remark, so that can be talked about later.
Yeah. Keeps us cool under pressure.
I even think the next day, did it ruin the night? I think he could have just said it in the day.
Later that night when you're alone, you bring it up calmly and tell her you didn't like it, leader, or did you miss the moment? Yeah, I think staying calm under pressure, it's subtle. If it's one, maybe she's not having the greatest day. How about don't be so fucking personal? Don't take everything as a slight. But if this is a pattern, now we've got to figure out, we got to get a pattern breaker in there, or I'll pull out the old pattern buster. You know what I mean?
Wow.
One of those.
How much caffeine did you have?
Lots of caffeine, and I'm ready to go. She says something about you in front of others that's not accurate. You can correct her right there or wait until you're alone. Fix it immediately or protect her in public.
Well, are we calling out what they did right or wrong? But anyways.
She says something about you in front of others that's not accurate. So
should you say something or not?
You can correct her right there, or you wait until you're alone. These are great scenarios for guys to work through. Well done. This is gentleman with an edge type stuff here. Well done, coach.
I still think wait.
Yeah. It depends. It depends on the thing.
How wrong are you?
But he says something about you in front of her that's not accurate. Like, what does that mean? I mean, let's say you said something. This is what actually popped into my head. Was like, you'd be like, oh my God, when I left Keith, dude, he was so fat. He was like 285 pounds.
Okay. And you'd be like 200, but
it was
no more.
It was 260. It was 260.
Jesus.
Yeah, 250, 260, give or take.
Not too far off. Maybe talk about it later.
So it's just like, in that situation,
what would you say?
Like 285 on like fucking after I've been dieting 3 weeks, more like 290. You know what I mean? I would fuck with it because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if it's like something to the effect of like where you're like, the wife's like, he struggled with gay tendencies when he was a boy, and you're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? That might be a situation where you're like,
no, never, no.
Where did you get that piece of news?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it would depend on what's happening.
Okay.
We always try to carry a no big deal attitude because truth of the matter is, it's no fucking big deal. All right, next one. She's venting. Same problem, same story over and over. You can sit there and listen again or cut it. Am I too much?
You should have been on
on fire today.
Host of a show, cheesy show.
She's venting. Same problem, same story. Over and over. You can sit here and listen again or cut it off and tell her to actually do something about it. Be supportive or challenge her. I'm about ready to drop the greatest line that this man has ever heard in all of line history. After
No, go ahead.
This break from our sponsor.
Stop.
No, okay.
It ain't quit it. Okay.
No way, dude. You kid? This show paid for by Gains in Bulk. No, hey, I think this. If she says it over and over, rather than cut her off and tell her to do something about it, hear it through and ask her, what are you going to do about it? That line has set so many men free that they're like, my wife is saying this and this, and I know I'm not supposed to listen to solve problems. I'm supposed to just listen, right? And then they're even like, do you want me just to listen and support, or would you like me to solve? And it's like, you're not a robot, you're not AI. Yeah. Stop. Be a real human being and ask what her best friend would say. What would her best friend say? You on cue. And she's going to be like, oh my God, what are you going to do about it? So just do that. I do it to you all the time.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes. Of course I know that.
And it's not a move. It's just a way of being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're a sensei.
What if she's talking about something she's frustrated with him over and over and over again?
Ooh.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, of course. Look at you from that angle. She's venting. Same problem, same story over and over again. You can sit there and listen again or cut her off and tell her
No, and then he goes, what are you going to do about it?
Something. Well, it sound, when he tell her to actually do something about it.
Yeah.
It sounded more like it was a problem at work. Some lady at the church, maybe a parking issue.
So then that's when you say, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, be invested.
Yeah. But if it is about him.
Okay. Then
even
what?
Easier.
I know, right?
Yeah, well, why won't you fix it? Apparently I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Every guy listening to this show that has not hired us as their coach and keeps hearing their wives say the shit we say they're going to say on it will continue to hear the exact same shit that their wife's going to say by hearing it on it until they change. Because their wife is their echo.
Mm-hmm.
The wife is the echo. If you understand that, you know what that means? It's like the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, so it's like, do you don't like the echo, then fucking...
You don't like the mirror.
Then quit yelling what you're yelling into the cave.
Exactly.
All right, are we ready?
Next.
You feel like respect has slipped. Instead of talking about it, you start changing how you show up. Less availability, less overgiving, more focus on yourself. Rebuilding attraction or withdrawing love.
Loser. You don't retract. You talk about what's bothering. You bring things up. That's a leader.
Let me read it again so I got the context.
Okay.
I like hearing how you interpret things. So,
well, how did you interpret?
I need to go back to my original interpretation because now I'm...
There he was.
You feel like respect has slipped. Instead of talking about it, you start changing how you show up. Less availability, less overgiving, more focus on yourself. Building retraction or withdrawing love.
Yeah, so if he's withdrawing and holding back and not saying anything, I don't think that's the right thing. That's my opinion. I think you bring things up I think that's a man to a woman. That's what I'm interpreting.
Yeah, he feels like the woman is not respecting him. He's feeling her respect for him is slipping.
So he should bring it up and have standards and boundaries and say, this is how we're going to live.
I got to paint a little context for you.
Okay,
here.
well, that's all I got.
No, your answers are 100% right.
Well, I know they're right.
But the certainty with which you say them is a little hard to swallow.
Go.
Okay, so I'm putting myself 17, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I am, just call me 32.
Okay.
That'll be 15 years ago. So I'm 29. Let's call me 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear you just say, oh, if she disrespects you, just have a cock about it. Have your stand, like raise your standards. Like, just this is what you got to do, bro. That's the answer.
And you're like confused.
Well, you're 100% right. That's the answer. But how is he going to build those standards in a way that he knows garners respect? This was how I interpreted it.
Okay.
He knows the respect slipping and he knows why.
Okay.
He's heard our podcast, and we're bagging on him because we're bagging on me, and when we bag on me, we bag on them, and when we praise me, we praise them when they do the things I do, right? So what happens? He says, well, fuck, rather than talk about it, I'm going to start changing how I show up. And I think what's happening here is most women's respect actually slips for a man because he's over-giving, over-delivering, over-nice, over-caring, over-available, and he's being treated, because even when I was a dick to you, you still respected me.
Well, I think what comes up for me is a man not keeping his word, even in the littlest sense.
Agreed.
That, for me, I lose all respect.
Of course.
Like, you're late all the time. You didn't hang the pictures.
Yeah. So I think so you're
saying he goes internal and works on himself.
And he's going, wait a second. Here's a classic situation. The guy's doing everything for the gal, and he does like 95% of the things, and then she kind of like throws him 5% effort. Well, when a man's infatuated with a woman, he doesn't give a fuck. But then it starts to eat at him, and he does start to give a fuck. And he starts to become more apparent, like, wait a second, I was in fantasy land. So I think what's happening here, this is how I interpret it, but this is my projection. Yours was also amazing too. It was less available. He's like, wait, I'm always available whenever she needs to be available, but she's not always available for me. He's overdoing it at that point, right? Less overgiving. Just be giving. You don't have to be overgiving, because overgiving, people lose respect for it because it feels try hard. More focus on yourself, meaning like, don't wait around to go to the beach. If somebody says they'll go to the beach, go to the fucking beach.
Like, if you want to go, yeah.
Yeah. So I think what's happening is If he feels like her respect for him has slipped, rather than talking about her, he needs to actually start showing himself a lot more respect. That's how I interpreted this. So I do believe it will rebuild attraction, but here's the thing: is it is also withdrawing love. Because he's saying, wait a second, I've been putting everything out here, and it feels good to do that when you throw me a bone, but when you don't, it just crushes my little heart. And that's. We have clients like this.
So he's missing the mark of what we talked about in the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, everything's upstream.
Yeah.
But that's how I think it's rebuilding attraction, if that's what it is, done in that way. But the way you approach, hey man, just have some fucking standards,
is already the leader, so he should be bringing it up.
It's the answer.
Yeah.
You have to develop those standards, actually have a back. That's why we say, if you want your ex back, or the sex back, you have to get your backbone and your ball sack back, or else she's not going to respect you. So, really, I think this is the route to attraction, and sometimes it does mean withdrawing. I'm going to use love as in air quotes, because love is a really interesting word. You ready?
Next.
It's been weeks without sex. You bring it up directly, calm but firm. Tell her this isn't something you're willing to ignore. She immediately gets emotional and she feels pressured. Stand your ground or back off.
Well, stand your ground. If he was calm and cool, collected the whole time, still stand your ground and ask questions.
Yeah.
But why has it been 2 weeks?
He may bring it up directly, calm and firm, and then tell her this isn't something you're willing to ignore.
Instead of asking a question first.
But I think you have to ask a question first. For no other reason than it's not because it's polite. It's not for any other reason than you don't have all the information. And so therefore, if you make a judgment, you're making unlimited data. And why would you do that?
I know, right?
Why would you do that? That's not wise. So it's not even wise. It's not in your best interest. Especially if you want to, quote unquote, win the case or persuade them to your point of view, start with a question. So the question, what would you say the question would be?
It's been 2 weeks. Is there any reason why?
Yeah, something to that effect. Hey,
period, could be emotions, could be hormones, could be a lot of things.
Yeah, something to the effect of, we haven't had sex in a couple of weeks. What's going on for you over there? Does that bother you? Is that you can
there's
ask
something going on.
Yeah, there's going to be something directly contextual related to them that they would know how to fill in the blanks, is my guess. But it would be something to the effect of, hey man, I miss you, dude. We haven't had sex in a couple weeks. What's going on?
Hey dude, I miss you.
Yeah, hey man. Hey bro.
It's because I'm wearing Army, huh?
Yeah. I'm just so used to calling chicks dudes and bros. But not you.
But you do.
But I do, bro. So I think
so start with a question, not a demand.
and
because that does feel like pressure.
Yeah, hey, this isn't going to work for me.
And then no one wants to do something when they feel pressured.
Yeah. So it's she's getting emotional. Most women just feel like, fuck, I'm not doing enough, and that's one more thing you want me to be awesome at. And most men are like, that's the only thing I actually want you to be awesome at. Like, all the other shit doesn't, I don't even...
And then she feels like, that's the only thing you want from me, and I've done all these other things. Yeah, it does feel like that at times, and then it feels pressury.
Yeah. But
I personally think you should feel a little pressured in that area because it keeps you bonded, it keeps you together. That's the one thing that you guys do. We're husband and wife. That's the one thing that we do, together keeps us different than, just talking to our friends. So I do think there should be a little pressure there. I don't think you should let 2 weeks go by.
Mm-hmm. I heard a lady on Instagram say that they had like a 72-hour rule. We don't have that rule, but I think we would probably fit that 2-hour or 72-hour rule almost all the time.
I don't want like rules.
No, there's no need for it.
It's just like a knowing.
But it's
say something.
Our rhythm has even changed over the years. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. How much sex do you want? Or how much sex do you guys have? As much as we want. Mm-hmm. As much as little or as much as we want. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. That is a great fucking feeling for a man.
Well, I think because we've talked about so many sex scenarios. So like on vacation, I already know you're probably going to want it a little more, And if we're home or you're like traveling, obviously that's not going to happen. So
yeah.
Periods. Like we already know our rhythm of things happening. So.
Yeah. Another thing that a lot of guys mess up is they wait for the end of the day for their time to have sex. And it's like, if you're scheduling it like the afterthought, it's going to feel like afterthought shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want actually have intention, plan it and be like, hey, this is our time to hang out. So, here's what's funny is people go like, I won't schedule.
I cannot believe you schedule sex. Yeah, that's so unsexy.
Yeah, and I go, except you scheduled date night.
Yeah.
Is that unsexy? Like, it's just...
You schedule the gym, you schedule everything else.
It's so dumb to me.
Yeah.
And once you really understand that putting something on your schedule and being in control of that's what's on my schedule and that's what I'm doing at that point in time, whatever it is, that's where real true empowerment comes from on the inside. You're like, that I'm now the dictator of my fucking time. You damn right I'm putting some time on the clock and putting some time on the schedule so I can spend time with my wife. So for no other reason, we're never going to miss it.
Yep. Planning the overnights and the fun, like, it's going to be way more fun then.
And when you eat regularly, the spontaneity and creating spontaneous stuff actually happens more than it does less. Mm-hmm. That's got to make all of the flat earthers just crazy. The non-schedulers, that's got to make them crazy. It's all about non-scheduling, except when you start scheduling, you actually get more spontaneous sex than you would if you don't schedule. That's true. Mm-hmm. That is so fucking true. And the reason it's true is because there's no scarcity around it. There's no like, oh my God, I gotta eat. Like, oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to get a blowjob in the back of the butt. Like, yeah, you know what? That would be fun. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. Right?
Yes.
That creates that energy. He has no neediness. There is no neediness. The appetite is full. The other thing
is just a little dessert.
You're just desserting it up, man. You're having a little this, little that. You're having a good time. But here's what somebody else, I don't think they'd understand, is like, dude, when you schedule it, it gives you time to anticipate. It gives you time to build it up. But some people think why does scheduling it have to be vanilla or bad sex?
I know.
All these guys are jerking off to pornography into their fucking sheets, hands, chest, or toilets from women that had a time to be on set with a fucking script.
That's true.
To make this production so fucking tantalizing that within 3.5 minutes, you're like, I'm done. That was the greatest movie ever. And I'm fucking ready to attack the day. And yet you don't want to schedule sex. How fucking
But they woke
dumb.
up like in their mind scheduling, like, I'm going to do this today.
Yeah.
They scheduled it. You
scheduled your jerk-off session. What the fuck is going on?
They won't schedule sex with their wife.
How dumb. How dumb, dude. It just doesn't make sense.
Right?
That was a good segment. Those were good questions. Those are some of the tactical, practical stuff I think a lot of guys are actually missing in their logistical leadership.
And a lot of it is look within and stay calm, ask questions. It's always that.
And the more you do that and the more you actually start to go within, you actually start to get more triggered. I've noticed I'm getting more triggered, and it's like, but it's not that I'm getting more triggered. I'm becoming more aware of what it is. One of the exercises I give the guys, it's a 4-step process of when you get triggered with something, whether it's loneliness, rejection, I'm not good enough, whatever. One of the steps in there is accept, and accepting whatever it is that you're feeling. This is going to sound crazy, but there was a guy by the name of, Michael something from UCLA, and he discovered by putting sensors on people's heads that when somebody has an emotion that comes up, the people who are saying, oh, I'm really scared about work, I'm really whatever, they weren't able to calm themselves down. The people that literally nailed what the emotion was, I'm fearful, I'm afraid,
called it out.
I'm lonely, like called out the emotion. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough money is a problem. Mm-hmm. That the emotion is, fuck, I don't feel worthy. Two words and the brain instantly goes, calms. I've noticed that because I've been doing this breathwork thing in that for like the last 10 months. And that acceptance piece was like the biggest piece. And that is, I'm feeling rejected right now. I know I'm not rejected, but I'm feeling that, which means I'm honoring the feeling. And we all know feelings. So that's what, like, when I talk about a guy that is a emotional baby, it's he hasn't processed what this means to go, yeah, I feel that.
Right.
That doesn't mean I am that. That means I feel that. Walk outside and you're going to feel warm in the sun doesn't mean you're the sun. You're going to feel warm in the sun. So I think there's some practical common sense we're basically trying to dispense through the ether world to people's ears and hearts and lives. And you know what? When I do go do these one-on-ones with these guys and I see how much they've changed, it's one of the most fulfilling things on planet Earth. Because I'm watching them experience what you and I experience all the fucking time. Like literally everywhere we go, this is a way of being. And I would never want to live any other way. I don't know that I would be able to, but like, you know, these are a lot of one-way doors that once you know something, you know something.
Yep.
That competence that has been created brings out so much confidence. And I think a lot of men nowadays, they just don't even know how to literally talk to their wife or women in general, period, in a way like, you know, that's actually respect worthy. Not just fuck boy energy and like, yeah, I'm good looking and whatever, but it's like, no, you're really engaging this human brain and you're engaging their soul. And they go, wow, this feels good. I just think that most men don't even have the skill. And they tune in to learn, what do I say here? People reach out, hey, what's the do's and don'ts I need to da. Well, the do's and don'ts, we can come up with any plan that you want, but if you won't stick to the plan or you're too afraid to actually step into the plan, here it is. It's like literally, there's the fucking plan. We know somebody who read this book 5 fucking times, managed..Com. He read this book 5 times and saved his marriage. So fuck off with that weak shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck off with that weak shit. Anything else you want to say, Jessie, join all this?
No.
All right. Well, there we go. Army girl and provocateur. About ready to close it down. But listen, here's the bottom line. Men, I know you hate that moment when you feel like you're not the leader. And it's not that you're not the leader of somebody else, but you feel like you're not leading yourself. That when I talk about being a leader, I'm talking about leading yourself. Not she needs to submit and you're I'm talking about you lead yourself and be so damn attractive as a leader that people go, I want to go that direction too. That's real, actual leadership. And there's logistical chains about your whole life, not just at work, not just on the little league field, not just in the bedroom, but all the way through where your respect is either being built or it's being tarnished and diminished. So you can learn about how this works. You can go to marriedgamebook.com and read it, or you can go to marriedgame.com and we have a short video there you can watch that's showing you the attraction that you want your wife to have for you. You're the one who's actually eroding it. You're the one who's actually fucking it up. So if you're the problem, you're also the solution. I know you think you have a problem. You don't have a problem. You are the problem. And I know you are looking for a solution. There is no solution out there. You are the solution. But you must learn what that means and you must learn to become that guy. Bottom line, or else she's never going to look to you in your beingness as that guy. And she's never going to look at you when you're having sex the way you want her to. And that's a big fucking problem. So if you love what you heard, don't be a nerd. Spread the word. And as always, keep crushing it because that shit is contagious.